Land Dolls.
Wow, there's a nice gold wall there holding back Mouse. And Fang gets knocked out of bounds.
And that's your lead jammer, Mouse.
I think it's fair to say she's doing the hustle out there.
The Shenanigans is hustling her way over to the box there along with Claripath. So gold advantage, you've got gold full pack.
Yeah, Fang makes it through, but Mouse has a heady lead. That allows a little more breathing room on her side. She can decide how many skaters she's going to try and pass before she calls it off. Gets tapped out. 4 points to the Unholy Rollers, 3 to the Reservoir Dolls.
And a lot of contact out there early on as the refs trying to maintain order.
Sprout Natal making her second jamming appearance tonight, up against Molly Tov, making her first. Interesting move you see here by the Unholy Rollers. They've had this a couple times here, where one of their blockers turning around on the inside, giving the death glare to the Reservoir Dolls jammer.
So I just wanted to make a comment here at the merch table. If you would like to give a shout out to someone, one of our skaters, one of our officials, anyone here tonight, you just bring a $1 bill over there and we will say what you want us to say.
And that is an Unholy Rollers lead jam, Molly Tov.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's just tapped out right at the last second there by Glock Ness.
Sprout gets through the pack, but she is not your lead jammer.
Yeah, it's a great defensive move there by the Reservoir Dolls, allowing her to get through.
And Molly Tov does complete a scoring pass and then calls off the jam. I've got our first shout out right here. 2 words, Quad Squad.
That is 2 words.
Yeah,
that is
I
2
agree.
words.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Well done.
If you have questions about roller derby, you can give us the bird. That's right. You can tweet your questions about rules and play to @AskMRD, and we'll answer your questions live during the bout. Nothing too dirty, please, because this is a clean show. We're not working blue.
PG-13, please. Yep. We should probably pay some bills here. We wouldn't be able to do this without our sponsors. I'm going to do a shout out here to Anala Salon and Spa. Our own Betty Davis Thighs, a skater, is one of our sponsors. Locations at Hilldale and Atwood, Derby-owned shop. You might get your hair cut by Unholy's own Blanche Devereaux.
Back to the action. Lady Hoo-Ha has already made her initial pass and is now scoring points for every time her hips pass an opponent's hips. She gets just tapped out by number 13, Twisted Halo for the Unholy Rollers. And that's going to allow Lady Hoo-Ha to get on through. I'm sorry, that's going to allow Blanche to get through. Lady Hoo-Ha calls off the jam after picking up 5 points. That's a grand slam for the Reservoir Dolls.
And so what does a Grand Slam mean?
Grand Slam is when you also pass the jammer, which gives you an additional point. So not just 4, but you get 5 big roller derby points.
That's wonderful. So we have Magic Missile on the line here. On what line was that?
It's the 105.5 Triple M Jammer line.
Very good. And she's against Wipeout Scout, number 6 for the Reservoir Dolls.
Wipeout Scout getting knocked around at the back of the track here, allowing Magic Missile to get through, but Wipeout Scout pours on the steam and catches up as they pass through. Magic Missile is your lead jammer, though. She is in control of this jam and can call it off anytime she darn well pleases. And she decides that discretion is the better part of valor, calls it off for 0 points.
They call it hit it and quit it.
Unfortunately, she didn't hit anything that time, unfortunately, for the Reservoir Dolls.
Yes.
So just get it and quit it, more likely.
Get it and quit it, right.
Fang dangled for the Unholy Rollers and Sprout a tail for the Reservoir Dolls at the 105.5 Triple M Jammer line.
23 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the first half. Unholy Rollers with a 2-point lead, 11-9 over the Reservoir Dolls.
A lot of contact, a lot of physical action, and a lot of fast-paced play
on
display
teams,
thus far.
Both teams are playing really solid and strong at the beginning of this bout here. It's going to be an interesting game.
Fang Dangled is your lead jammer. She was called, but she got pushed out there at the end, has to re-enter at the back of the pack to avoid a track cut penalty. So she's already lead jammer.
Lip Smacker's doing a good job holding her back, and she's getting some Call of the Wild help. And Fang Dangled gets through, and she's your lead jammer.
Twisted Halo doing a heck of a job at the back of the pack, holding off the Reservoir Dolls jammer, Sprouting a Tail. Just holding her back, slowing her down. Sometimes if you can't stop them, slowing them down is just enough. She looks, decides not to call it off after taking a look at the bench. Picks up the 4 points. Sprouting a Tail goes down, and that is a low block penalty on number 13, Twisted Halo, who's going to spend a minute in the penalty box.
Looks like Sprout's having some trouble there. So when the referees hold their arms up in the air like that, what does that mean?
It means they just don't care. They're going to display the number of points that each skater, each jammer, scores on each pass.
Oh, okay. So, and that also means it's the lead jammer, correct? And
One would hope.
One would hope. And what's the benefit of being a lead jammer versus the other jammer?
Well, being a lead jammer, you can call off the jam at any time. Otherwise, if there's no lead jammer, you have to let it go for the full 2 minutes. So sometimes it's advantageous to call it off, even if you could keep on scoring points, because you want your opponent to not score any more points.
These girls are really fighting hard.
Little pile up on I-90 there. Fang Dangled at the end of the jam. 5 more points. And that's a big move by the Unholy Rollers. Unholy Rollers now at 20. Reservoir Dolls at 13. Lucky number 13 for the Reservoir Dolls.
I'm going to shout out to one of our sponsors tonight, Ale Asylum. If you're feeling thirsty, Ale Asylum is brewed and bottled in Madison. Fermented insanity.
I was at the Ale Asylum World Headquarters last night with my good friend John, who's here tonight as well. And we drank a lot of Ale Asylum beer, and I'm still having some now. It's
Very
fantastic,
good.
fantastic beverages.
Lady Hoo-Ha is your lead jammer for the Reservoir Dolls. Looks like CC Ripjaw is on her way to the box. She's in the box for what's called a multiplayer block. That's when you touch another skater on your own team for more than 3 seconds.
I call it teamwork.
Fine line.
Longer than 3 seconds.
And Lady.
Yeah, Lady Hoo-Ha up at the front there. The Unholy Rollers have to let her go as the 20-foot rule comes into effect. Lady Hoo-Ha picks up 5 much-needed points for the Reservoir Dolls. That's going to bring them up to 18. So a 2-point differential right now. And on this pass, it's entirely possible that the Reservoir Dolls could take the lead for the first time in this game. Tango de Muerte having a tough time with that front wall of those Reservoir Dolls. Gets all the way up to the front and gets tapped out again. This time by Violet Fire, number 54.
Reservoir Dolls, the blockers, doing a great job of utilizing teamwork.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is a lead change. Reservoir Dolls now in the lead. Reservoir Doll fans, you like that? Unholy Roller fans, you got a lot of time left in this game, so don't you worry yet. Lady Hoo-Ha will call it off after scoring 3 more points. And that'll bring the Reservoir Dolls up to 27. Unholy Roller is still at 20. 18:39 to go in the first half.
Most for the Reservoir Dolls at the 105.5 Triple M Jammer line. For the Unholy Rollers, it's Blanche Devereaux. Fans, check out our newest sponsor, Mini of Madison, at the far end of the track. Be part of the Mini family. $2,000 off any in-stock 2013 models. Keep it Mini with Mini of Madison.
Well, I do have to drive home tomorrow, so I might just buy myself a Mini.
Absolutely.
Blanche Devereaux right up at the front, trying to make her way through. Has to deal with shenanigans. Does, and it's oh my goodness. Mouse came from out of nowhere and is your lead jammer for the Reservoir Dolls.
She's so sneaky, that mouse.
Already all the way around and scoring pass. Blanche Devereaux, 0 points for the Unholy Rollers, 2 more points for Reservoir Dolls. Unholy Rollers really got to staunch the bleeding here. They held this off for quite a few jams, but now they are behind 20-29.
It's anybody's game.
It'll be up to Magic Missile for the Unholy Rollers. Wipeout Scout for the Reservoir Dolls at the 105.5 Triple M Jammer line.
I have a shout out here. The Year of the Horse? Nay. Unicorn. Come to the bout on February 15th.
That is a very unfortunate sizzle for Magic Missile. She thought she got through first, but she got a back block penalty. So that means Wipeout Scout is your lead jammer, and the Reservoir Dolls are now on a power jam.
Unholy's have an advantage because the Res Dolls have a short pack. Got a couple in the box there.
But if you're missing a pivot or a jammer, I'd much rather have a jammer out there on the track.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's 5 more points for the Reservoir Dolls, scored by Mouse.
It's pretty intimidating coming up against that solid golden red wall there, yeah.
Wipeout Scout having to deal with that front line of Unholy Rollers. Moving into full defensive mode. Pushes her out and goes way back. And that, boy, there wasn't even any talk about that. That was a trekken.
Yeah.
No. They pushed it out. That's going to be no pass, no penalty. There was some the ref was giving her a track cut penalty initially, but then it
was out of play.
Decided to do the little fingers in the air. 5 big roller derby points. Another grand slam for the Reservoir Dolls.
So we're lucky we have one of our officials here, Dude Bro, helping us out. And that was actually an out of play, not a cut.
Both teams now back at full strength.
Magic Missile out of the box and right through. And going to call that off after scoring an additional 5 points. So that was a big move there for the Reservoir Dolls. That's going to bring them up to 43, I believe. Unholy Rollers still sitting pretty at 20 with 15-12 to go.
Lady Hoo-Ha now for the Reservoir Dolls at the 105.5 FM Triple M Jammer line. Fang Dangled with the honors for the Unholy Rollers.
Looking at the penalties, the only person that's really in trouble right now, Charlie Hustle, already 3 penalty minutes. And if you get 7, you go back to the locker room. No harm, no foul. But it's actually, it is a foul. Lady Hoo-Ha is your lead jammer for the Reservoir Dolls. Fang Dangled also made it through now for the Unholy Rollers. And she slaloms her way through, picking up another 4 points for the Reservoir Dolls.
Lady Hoo-Ha leading all scorers thus far with 23 points, jamming for the Reservoir Dolls. Early on here, about halfway through the first period. Well, it's Molly Tov for the Unholy Rollers. Mouse for the Reservoir Dolls at the jammer line.
Up against Molly Tov for the Unholy Rollers. Molly Tov already across. They're holding Mouse back at the jammer line.
Wow, they're doing a great job, too. Got a pretty solid, CC Whipjaw. And, she still breaks through, and she's your lead jammer for the Reservoir Dolls.
And it's a big black mouth guard, so you can't see her pearly whites, but that's a big smile on Mouse's face as she made her way through. Always love seeing Mouse's big smile when she does something that she likes.
She's so cute. And she's a video game star. There is a roller derby video game, and Mouse is
Jam
in
City
that
Roller
game.
Girls on my Wii, absolutely.
Yep. Chop Susie, the Vixens, is also on.
We do have another shout out to Karen Veith, working the narrow table, and she's a Madison teacher, and she is managing the Michael Flores for School Board campaign.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Nice shout out to Karen.
Remember, fans, you can purchase a shout-out for just a $1 donation All proceeds go to tonight's bout charity, which tonight is Narol Pro-Choice Wisconsin. Thank you in advance.
We should
for your
really raise
generosity.
those prices.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We could go 5,
having the
10.
three of us mention something is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, how much would you pay to be, in front of 1,000 Derby fans?
Well, I actually am one of the sponsors, so I know how much
Well,
you
there
pay.
you go.
The Real Estate Guide team, I am a realtor, and we are sponsoring the dolls too. So
that's
shout out to me
fantastic.
and my team. So I have to say something about our mascots tonight. We have two amazing mascots working for these girls. Black and blue, and where is Urge? Where did he go? He's running around doing something crazy back there. We have the best mascots here in Madison.
It's fantastic. During halftime of the second bout, there's going to be a 70s disco tunnel leading to a dance and costume contest with prizes. Now, fans are invited down to the floor during the main intermission in front of the band. That'll happen after the conclusion of this game and before the Quad Squad takes on the Minnesota Roller Girls Rockets.
I'm sure everyone sitting here is wanting to get some wiggles out with this fantastic music being played by Boba Sweat and Josh Be Cool Entertainment back there. Thank you, Boba.
Splatter Alice with her first time jamming for the Unholy Rollers tonight. And it's Lady Hoo-Ha for the Reservoir Dolls. Both battling to get through, and it is Splatter Alice as lead jammer, looking to make up some points on that lead.
Lady Hoo-Ha almost made it through, had to go down. They were about to let her through, but a little missed skate, unfortunately, for the Reservoir Dolls. But she got right back up and in the thick of it, adjusts her knee pads, and gets right on going again.
These girls are very athletic, even when they're not on skates. Lady Hoo-Ha was a rice skater, and she also does downhill skiing, and she's an amazing athlete.
4 more points scored by the Unholy Rollers there. That's going to narrow that margin a little bit. Reservoir Dolls at 49, Unholy Rollers at 24. 12 and a half minutes to go in the first half.
We've got Magic Missile and Knocking Jay on the Triple M Jammer line.
Magic Missile, will be her 5th jam. She's scored a total of 1 point.
Both skaters pushing the pack forward, and it's Magic Missile, again for the Unholy Rollers, capturing lead jammer status.
And Knocking Jay has made her way through A as well. Magic Missile now on her scoring pass, gets tapped out, calls it off. 1 point. So just like that, Magic Missile doubles her point scoring in this game.
Pretty impressive. Back to the 105.5 FM Triple M Jammer line. It's Fang Dangle jamming for the Unholies. And once again, Mouse for the Reservoir Dolls.
Fang Dangle, this will be her 4th jam. She's already scored 13 points. Mouse, this is her 4th jam, and she has scored 8 for the Reservoir Dolls.
Did you know that Fandangle's spirit animal is the Lop Rabbit?
I don't even know what that is. I live in the city.
We've got a spirit animal column here. I'm going to share some information about our girls.
Mouse is your lead jammer. She may be behind, but Fang Dangle did not make it through before Mouse did. Mouse is your lead jammer. Trying to decide what to do. Fang Dangled in front. They've got a healthy lead, 24-point lead, but she decides calling it off.
So explain to me again why Mouse just called that off.
Well, she wants to score all the points, and she doesn't want the Unholy Rollers to score any more points.
Oh, okay. That's why
So
they
she
do
says,
that.
hey, don't score any more points. And they say, okay.
Oh, so that's why it's an
Yeah.
advantage to
It's
be the lead
Midwestern politeness.
jammer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Molly Taub now wearing the jammer star for the Unholy Rollers. This will be her 5th jam. She's already scored 5 big roller derby points.
Ooh, Hannah Cups was giving her the evil eye there. Looks like it's working.
Yeah, hello, Sailor, with a nice push out there.
Whoa.
Oh! Big roller girl pile up on I-94
That's
this time.
Gotta hurt.
And in all that confusion, Molly Taub is your lead jammer and is on the power jam.
Doesn't look like Sprout's very happy about that.
She is, yeah. I'm really good at reading faces.
Yeah.
And I'm glad there are no lip readers in the audience tonight, because at least anyone under the age of 18, because I don't think those words were meant for kids.
No.
And that's why she's so upset. Molly Tov with a 5-point scoring pass, her first.
This is exactly what the Unholies need right now.
Oh.
Behind by a good number, but she's getting right back up in the thick of it.
Oh,
up and down.
oh.
Big hits. Over and over and
That's
over
busted
again.
times. That's what she's known for. Busting stuff up.
She gets knocked down, but she gets up again. Ain't nothing going to break her down.
Wow. One of the reasons why I retired from skating last year was right there. My shoulders and neck still hurt.
Oh.
Good job.
And those were some tough 5
Yeah.
points. So give her
Wow.
a hand,
Give
people.
her a hand, yeah.
Wow.
She earned that.
She got beat up like, whoa, for that. Once
Okay.
more into the breach,
Here we
my
go
friends.
again. Now she's up against a pretty solid black wall of heat, lip smackers, and busta again.
Oh, it's routing the tail
Oh.
right into it and already knocked down.
So why does Hello Sailor go all the way back there?
She wants to make sure that Sprout and Tail, she's not really sure who knocked her out. Want to make sure that he knocked her out to push her out. So otherwise, if Sprout and Tail gains position by coming out in front of somebody who knocked her out, in front of another skater, then she's going to get a track cut penalty. Wants to force the penalties.
Got it.
And Molly
5 more points
Tov.
there for the Unholies, and just like that, they are back in it. Unholy Rollers now just
Wow.
9 points behind, 40-49, 8:04 to go in this first half.
This is a very exciting and close game.
Lady Hoo-Ha taking the Jammer Star now for the Reservoir Dolls. She is their top scorer right now with 23 of their points. Splatter Alice, this is her 7th jam. She scored 4. And she might be scoring some more here as she's your lead jammer, Splatter Alice. Lady Hoo-Ha makes it through. Splatter Alice goes round the outside. Picks up another 4
That was so pretty.
to bring the Unholies within 5 points of the Reservoir Dolls. They are 1 Grand Slam away from a tie game. Unholy
Wow.
Roller fans, how you like that?
Yeah. Let's
They're
rally
okay
for
with
our
it.
girls.
Mouse and Magic Missile back at the 105.5 Triple M Jammer line.
I'm loving these outfits out in the audience tonight. Some leisure suits. Making my eyes happy. Magic Missiles fighting against Dutch Oven. Little hopscotch action.
Mouse
Oh!
with the apex stride makes it through, but Magic Missile, and she waves goodbye. A little too early because Magic Whistle is hot on her skates.
Yeah.
Look at these two in a fast-moving pack as the two jammers try to catch up.
Oh!
4 points for Magic Missile.
That
3 points for Stop. Pass one skater out of bounds. Does not get the point for her. And Magic Missile scores 1 more. This is getting close, ladies and gentlemen. Reservoir Dolls 52, Unholy Rollers 49. It's a 3-point game. 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first half.
So our after party tonight is going to be at one of our awesome sponsors, Plan B. We hope to see you out there doing a little hustling with us, a little disco dancing.
We got KOR fan here in the front row with a sign that says, "I love close games." Absolutely correct. Multiplayer block penalty assessed to the Unholy Rolls. And that's a lead jam for Wipeout Scout. As number 13 for the Unholies takes a seat. That is Twisted Halo.
Whoa.
4-2 pack advantage at the moment for the Reservoir Dolls.
I've got a happy birthday shout out to Mayanne. What a great place to have a birthday.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, Mayanne.
Happy birthday. Here's some points. 5 points for Wipeout Scout.
Got a Goldie Mean Scarlet wall there, and she gets through on the outside.
And she calls it off after picking up an additional 4, not allowing Fang Dangle to get any. That's going to bring the Reservoir Dolls past the 60-point mark, up to 61. So it is now a 12-point game. It was as close as 3 just a jam ago.
Incredible action on the track, and thanks to Hinckley Design and Production for giving us the incredible shots you see up on the Jumbotron above the center of the ring. That's Hinckley Design and Production. They're AV nerds, and we mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
Magic Missile in her 6th jamming appearance tonight, up against Lady Hoo-Ha in her 7th.
And she is your lead jammer for the Unholy Rollers. Let's give it up for Magic Missile.
Lady Hoo-Ha having some trouble with Molly Top up at the front. Oh, and it gets pushed back. The pack reforms in front of her.
Wow!
Oh, it's almost a ref takedown. Oh, boy. Magic Missile, and that's a critical hit.
Yes.
That is a grand slam.
Unholy's are giving us some payback here. Whoa.
Eye in the pack, trying to decide how to approach, how to get on through. Lady Hoo-Ha has made her initial pass. And Charlie also, Magic Missile makes it through 4 more points.
Very exciting. They're playing rough out there. I like it.
Yeah, they're bringing it back
Like
once
it.
more. Once again, a 3-point game.
Another one of our sponsors tonight is Anthology, a shop in downtown Madison featuring over 100 local and indie artists. We dig crafty chicks. Anthology.
Now, we've got a gentleman on the track tonight. He's wearing a cape. He's holding a bucket. Now, he's not just your average everyday beggar. The Mad Rollin Dolls are going into the Polar Plunge. That's right. They're raising money for them jumping into a frozen lake. So if you have any extra cash or change lying around, be sure to put it in his bucket and rock it out. Lead jammer to Mouse. And she calls it 2 points. 2 unanswered points for the Reservoir Dolls, bringing it up to 63. 5-point game.
I have a shout out. Congratulations to MRD's Dread Gazebo on WFTA Level 2 NSO certification. Congratulations.
Molly Taub jamming for the Unholy Rollers. She leads her team with 20 points.
Please don't attack the gazebo. Please.
For the Reservoir Dolls, it's Wipeout Scout, also leading her team with 23 points, as both of them battle for lead jammer status.
As you can imagine, it's very painful out there when you get hit, and you can use a massage after you're done. I would recommend going to Eon Massage and Bodywork. Committed to health, yours and the planet's. Thank you to Eon for massaging the doll.
Both teams losing the blocker right now. Wipeout Scout makes it through. Molly Taub, the one scoring points.
She's jamming a lot tonight. She was a skater, she left, and then she came back, and that happened a couple of times with the girls. We've got Clara Path, who left, took a year off, and came back.
She's a boomerang.
Yeah, they're boomerang. We're glad we have them back.
2 more points scored by the Reservoir Dolls, adding to their lead. So right now, the score as it stands with 38 seconds to go in this half. 58 for the Unholy Rollers, 65 for the Reservoir Dolls. Now keep in mind, those 20 seconds aren't the 20 seconds that count. The only clock that's going to count is the 2-minute jam clock on the big board over there, as the final jam can go for up to 2 full minutes.
Let's hear some noise for these girls. These women.
Knocking working hard from the get-go and fighting through the pack. She is the lead jammer on what looks to be the final jam of the first half.
And both teams are just bleeding skaters right now.
Yeah.
Very light packs. Should make it easier for the jammers. 4 points for Knocking Jay, and then she will call it off to end the first half. So at the half, the score, Reservoir Dolls in the lead by 11, 69-58.